Healthy Cleveland. I'm Dana Clark. Glad you could join us this evening. Before we get to our guest this evening, a couple of quick things on the new blog on healthycleveland.com. Hope you can check it out. We've got just recently announced a second case in Cleveland of the West Nile virus. So make sure you're putting on your off at night when you're going out. If you're camping, avoid those mosquitoes. Also, Cleveland biotech companies raising over $80 billion the first half of 2012. In this economy, that is something to be said. There's a lot going on there. Check out that link. And last but not least, the healing powers of the green coffee bean. If you can check out this link, specifically go to an article by Freedom Mom. She has the insides on tip on a really creative and new, innovative way, I guess, of using the green coffee bean to lose weight. So check it out. Go to the blog link on healthycleveland.com. Also, at the end of the show, my guest and I will be sharing a wonderfully new treat we're making tonight, first timer on the show for the smoothie, and for my guest, Mr. Kyle Nicely. Kyle, thanks for joining me. I'm glad you could be here tonight.
Thank you, Dana.
You know, I brought you on specifically, not just because, you know, you're a local musician and a business owner, but I love your humor, you know. I'm absolutely admired, you know, the spirit in which you've really gone out as an entrepreneur and created your own business.
Thanks.
I think that's fantastic.
Thank you.
So, you know, going back though a little bit, you're looking healthy.
I try to be.
All right. So, how are you eating these days?
Well, first I just want to say I do have my cheating days. So, you know, I haven't cut anything out altogether. I try to eat, you know, organic and real food, just non-processed things, you know. I'm not doing, you know, TV dinners and fast food. So, right. Vegetables, you know, organic, clean stuff, no chemicals, just as much as I can, you know.
You mentioned going to the market. You got a market down the street from your house now.
Yeah.
Do you find you know, that you go more often, or do you try to make the fruit last by freezing it? Or?
I'll freeze some stuff, but generally I go up there all the time. You know, it's right down the street, so a couple times a week, you know. And when it's not there, you know, during the winter, that's when it's a struggle to find at least fruit with taste, you know. Giant Eagle fruit, for me, doesn't have much kick to it. You know what I mean?
Right
Not a lot of flavor there. But.
I remember back, too, at one point, you had even gotten into a pretty strenuous workout program as well.
Yeah, I did P90X for a while. I'm not doing that anymore just because of time, really. You know, I'm just trying to put my time into the business and the music as much as I can. So I kind of pepper my day with activities, you know, because I'm sitting at a computer desk or writing music, sitting with students. So I'll ride my bike, I'll do yoga, I'll just try to remain active, you know, throughout my day. And it's nice to kind of take those breaks, but I don't have that one, you know, get up in the morning, I'm going to do my hour-and-a-half workout, then I'll shower, then I'll eat. And it's like 3.5 hours goes by, and I've done nothing but work out. So,
right.
You know, it just wasn't working for me, but,
sure.
You know, it was definitely kick your butt kind of program, that's for sure.
So over the years, you've lost a little bit of weight, it seems like.
Yeah.
Is that mainly just from eating habits?
Pretty much. I cut out pop and just lost like 10 pounds in just a couple of months, and that was it. That was literally the only
Amazing.
First change I made.
Right.
Just not drinking corn syrup, basically.
Now, like a lot of my guests, you know, you've played in bands over the years, and played a lot of shows here in Cleveland, and obviously you're still writing music, and you wrote music for the bands back then when you were doing that, right?
There have been bands I've wrote music for, yeah.
Right on. And do you guys? I mean, when you're now, gosh, as you've gone into, you know, writing, maybe not for a band, I'm curious, how do you attack that? Is it different as far as your creativeness?
Yeah, pretty different. You know, one of the first things I did, and this is before I really even knew what to aim for, was I joined, we were talking about Taxi, the website and the organization there, an A&R company for just anyone that wants to get their music placed in media outlets, you know, TV, film, video games, corporate stuff, just anything. So I joined their organization. I went to LA, went to their conference, and just basically schooled myself, asked questions, and just learned. And through that and doing different genres, I kind of started doing singer-songwriter stuff, with my acoustic and singing, and that just took so long, it seemed. I got to hammer out the lyrics and, have a lot of direction, basically, be focused, which you still have to do on the other stuff. It's just doesn't take nearly as long. I can sit down and crank out a few tunes in a day, doing what I'm doing now.
Right on.
And the name of the game is quantity.
So you're doing a lot, the pieces you're writing might be shorter, little segments with no vocals.
Right,
kind
yeah.
of primarily.
It's production music, which could be, you turn on your TV and CSI is on.
There's always music.
You're hearing production music, right?
Right.
Any shows, commercials.
Do you think that it's probably more worthwhile, I mean, for a musician to be versatile and go for that market? It seems like it'd be easier to do than selling your own hit album, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, with the way things are now with the music business, I looked for an avenue that made the most sense with stuff that I like to do, variety. I can do anything I want, basically.
Right.
And within some parameters, obviously there's smarter things to do that will get used more often. But it's still a highly creative outlet. It doesn't stifle your creativity by any means. If anything, parameters help me, to move forward with music because I have a direction. I can see the end before I even start it, basically.
I was thinking about this earlier, and you just brought it up. How do you avoid, or what do you do to avoid those stagnant? Is there something you specifically do? The stagnant times of writing music when it's like, oh, I haven't written anything for a long time.
For me, lately, it's long periods of mass productivity and then about 2 days of doing nothing. That just seems to be
right on.
How it's working, and I used to get mad at myself for that, but it's just what works,
So at least, it sounds like you're staying healthy and you're being productive. So a couple of years ago, when you kind of abandoned your day job, you went out on your own.
Yeah.
And you started we were already giving lessons, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
But really, I've only known a few people who have had, may or may not have had the confidence when they went out, and that's gonna be something I ask you, but really not many people really have the confidence to go out and do that on their own.
Yeah.
And so, at what point was kind of the tipping point for you where you said, finally, I'm my own person. I'm gonna do it.
I'm good. Yeah. I kind of had a little confidence leaving. I knew what I wanted to do. When I started out without a day job, but it was kind of scary. I didn't know exactly what would happen. Well, the students I have, can I hold on to them? Can I get more? And it's a constant kind of turnaround thing. You can't really be like complacent at it. I always have to seek new people and take care of the ones I have, of course, because life's busy, people have families, for whatever reason, someone may not continue for as long as they even expected, So it was a little shaky, but I think when I hit a year, I was just kind of like, wow, it's been a year. And
I survived.
Yeah. So if I can do it for a year, I guess I can do another year,
I think they say most businesses don't survive in their first year. And if you do survive your first year, you got a much better chance of sustaining and making it.
Sure, I can see that, just your momentum's there. And you've been around, so people know you're there, kind of.
So your business has been primarily all through word of mouth, you'd say?
Yeah, guys at Guitar Center, of course. Those guys have been a huge help, probably my main help starting out.
That's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So, there's many databases people can search for music teachers. I try to get on all of those. I have my own website. Just a presence. Kind of got to be around, online especially.
So do you travel or do you make them come to you?
No, they generally come to me, into my home studio, where we can record, write music, things of that nature. So
that's that's what I want to ask you. You've got a business basically built up to 30 students now, right? And there's a lot of people doing this. There's a lot of people teaching, a lot of people giving music lessons, give guitar lessons. You see it all over the bulletin boards and line, and in the music stores, and. So what does All Things Music offer that's different? than your average?
Well, I think I do things differently. I'd say half of my students are people that already were taking lessons that came to me because they were looking for something to refresh them and be different. And the majority of the times they find that that works well. You know, we work well together, which is great, you know. My main goal is to always kind of give whatever it is, a bass, a guitar, I'm doing saxophone now, is to kind of get them to a point where they have musical freedom and they can just do what they want to do, you know. So it's not about, you know, you will play this Guns N' Roses song, you know, I don't care. What do you want to play? It always starts with that. So that's like one of the first conversations we have. You know, and whatever they're into,
what do you want to do?
Sometimes they don't know. So
Right.
I feel like it's my job to kind of give them a bunch of music. It's like, well, listen to some of this. There's going to be something you like, you know.
What's the average age group of your students?
That's tough. I have, my youngest is 8, my oldest is a retiree. So from 8 to 65, so whatever falls in there.
Wow.
You know? Yeah.
Most of them just beginners who've never picked it up before?
Most. And like I said, a lot of people, you know, would go to a lesson or two from somewhere else and start calling around again, like, just didn't vibe with that guy or for whatever reason. You know,
So,
seems to be working out for me.
and I'm curious with, you know, you see some of these other businesses like School of Rock that have the facility, you know, where they're doing the gigs and anything.
Sure.
And it obviously a little bit different experience when you can put together the kids in bands. Is there any success stories or from the kids that you've trained or taught, I guess I could say?
Yeah, I mean, there's a few guys that, you know, I taught all through high school, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. I mean, to have one guy teaching you music through high school,
right?
Like, you know, I
It's a
think
long
back to
time.
when I was in high school, that would have been kind of
It's like,
wacky.
He's my Jedi Master.
Right, yeah, you know, just some kind of weird thing there. But I guess, you know, they don't form bands like School of Rock and stuff, or at least we don't, you know,
Right.
together. But some of them have gone to college and been in bands. And like I said, we record together. So when you listen back to the 4 years of recordings, it's pretty astounding. You know?
So, you're encouraging them to record their own ideas when they come to the lesson, or
Yeah,
is it
I mean, if
something
they're
that
into
like,
it, it's-
on a menu they can want to record or they want to do lessons?
It's just
or-
one of the things I try to incorporate, you know. I think writing music's important. I've never been in a cover band, so for me, it's about creating and producing things out of nowhere. You know what I mean? So you got to have some sort of inspiration. So I try to kind of coach that along.
It's gotten so much easier now too
yeah.
than it was when we started. You know,
course.
think back.
We can cheat now. It's pretty easy.
Really hardcore.
Yeah, you know.
From your vocal pitch to a note in the wrong place.
Sure. Well, even with writing, you know, you can kind of write in pieces, you know, and change things with software after you've already, you know, written and played your parts. And
Sure. Add more beats to the measure. Or
yeah, just
replace
kind
the
of, you know,
chords in
you can
there.
create whatever you want. It's cool.
Do you use a Mac?
Yeah,
Right on.
a couple of them.
So do you use Logic software?
I have Logic. I don't use it often. I'm pretty much hooked on Ableton Live,
That's right.
and I have been for like 9 years. I've kind of started to learn Logic, but when it comes down to producing stuff, I go back to it.
Well, you know, a lot of our viewers watch our musicians, and so we're not going to get too far out of the realm. But I really want to hear your viewpoint real quick on, you know, why Ableton.
It's very easy, and you can make it as complex as you want. That kind of sounds weird. So it's basically the basics are there. You can just see them in front of you. So once you learn how to just kind of hit record, things kind of blow up from there. You know, there's different views on the screen that don't exist in other softwares, and you can just create what you want it to be. You know, for whatever you're doing. So I use it completely differently now than I used to. It's not even the same program to me anymore, you know.
It's funny how you kind of get hooked on a certain way of looking at an interface. You know, we were talking about it before the show. Chris was saying he likes Windows, and we were saying, oh, we like Mac.
The
you
Mac
know.
window argument immediately.
Right.
Yeah, you got to have it.
And but it was, you know, when I went from one platform to another, you know, it was a big jump. You know, it was you totally have to relearn everything.
Yeah.
You know, a lot like kind of everything we're talking about tonight. At some point you have to discover something new in order to grow to something different, or you make the choice to do it or you don't.
Sure.
And when you're looking at that, that when I'm just looking at that Pro Tools style screen, and then with Logic, it's kind of cool because now you can see the notes down at the bottom of your.
I do like that.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
And or a bigger portion of what you're editing is right there on the screen. And we've been doing the recording classes every week at the Guitar Center, and they're teaching Pro Tools on the Mac now mainly because obviously it's what a lot of people use.
Is it Mr. Andy James?
Actually, Andy really wants to teach Ableton, but
I bet he does.
It's pretty much mandated,
Sure.
But I want to share one of your tracks.
Okay.
Okay, we got a SoundCloud file up here that we're going to play so we can listen to some of the music that Kyle's doing. Just tell us a little bit real quick, like what's going on with lab work?
Lab work is kind of, I mentioned CSI before. Imagine, the scene where they're working in the lab discovering things. So, it's about a 2-minute piece with a few edit points for, editor friendly cutting and clipping. So
Gotcha.
it's a basic idea.
Let's check it out here. It's a 2-minute clip here, and I just click on
Yeah, it should just start playing. Or hit play, I guess.
that button.
That'll work too.
I liked it. That was pretty good.
Thanks.
And I'm curious, how do you copyright or protect yourself on something like that?
Well, there was actually a law passed, I don't remember the name of it, but upon conception, and certainly once it's in some form of digital hard drive that's got a date on it, it is yours.
Right.
So they're all registered with BMI, my performance rights organization, but I will copyright them, the Copyright Office, Congress basically, which you can do in large batches, so it's more economically viable.
Is there a particular reason you chose BMI over ASCAP?
No. I didn't really know much about either one, so I just picked one at the time.
Right on.
Yeah.
I think I haven't personally done ASCAP. I've done BMI. It's free. You can do it online, which is nice. You can catalog everything you've written and the length and then the title. But at ASCAP, I know they used to charge maybe a monthly or a yearly dues or something like that.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, you have to double check on that. Yeah. But yeah, BMI has been a really great way to track it too. You get royalty checks, and it's a quarterly statement.
Exactly.
I think. Right on. So it's a hard business to get into. Regardless, we talked about it being easier than writing a hit song, but and you're using Taxi? Is that part of what you're doing?
Yeah, man, I have a library deal. I'm working on more, but I do have one publisher so far, and I can send him, albums basically as they're finished.
What do you mean exactly, library deal?
It's a music production library. So it's a place where a music supervisor would go. So let's say you have just any random show on the TLC network and they need music cues for their show. So they would, there's tons of music libraries. So,
Gotcha.
hopefully you're in a good one that has lots of clients. The one I'm in, some of their top clients are Access Hollywood and it's on ABC, the show where they tear your house down and build you a new one. Extreme Makeover.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, and there's MTV shows and stuff like that. So it seems like a lot of these music soups are just really all over the place with what they want to use. So
Well, there's so much content
Yeah,
needed, you
there
would
is.
think, with the million channels of everything on the TV. So you get your foot in the door with the publisher. How did that relationship start?
through Taxi.
Okay.
They send you listings of things to basically write for, to submit for. Now, Taxi screens your music, whatever they deem, has
Worthy.
fit. Basically, yeah, it's got to be good enough, and it's got to fit what they requested. Otherwise, they wouldn't have clients. That wouldn't make any sense for them. So then they give them to whoever requested it, and that guy basically shot me an email and said, "Let me hear what else you have." I directed him to that SoundCloud page, and he called me that day and said, "I'll send you a contract." So,
Right on.
and my buddy Jay as well.
So did you? Is that something you read over yourself, or did you have to get a lawyer? Or?
I've read enough at this point that it was kind of a standard issue thing, so I felt comfortable signing it.
Gotcha. And any good opportunities as far as getting anything bought or?
Yeah, well, they license the music. Your music's always yours.
Okay.
So it's always my music.
Right on.
But it may sit in their library. So there's certain things I can still do with those actual songs. I could sell them on
It's not
iTunes.
exclusive, in other words.
Right, exactly. It's a non-exclusive contract. The only thing
Gotcha.
that they ask of me is I don't house those same tracks in another library, which wouldn't make sense to me anyway. So.
Sure.
But there's a few things in the works. I do have a piece that's going to be in a film next year. It's an independent film. I'm not even sure of the title at this part. They're still kind of working on it, but that's fine. I already gave them permission. I said, yeah, absolutely. If you want more, let me know. And there's a company online that has a few tracks that I probably don't want to mention yet because I haven't signed anything with them, but it's a sports improvement company.
Cool.
That has a lot of videos.
I would think too that are there national agencies that go through even local businesses, or do you approach a
Sure.
local business who's even doing something on cable TV, for example?
Both. Either way, I'm always looking for any sort of opportunity.
Sure.
So yeah, I know there's local stuff going on. I had a buddy who wrote a song for one of the autistic foundations, and they use it for presentations and stuff like that. So
Very cool.
yeah.
You got another tune I want to check out here.
Okay.
It's called Torque.
Torque U.
Torque U.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of a racing video game idea.
Okay, good.
Yeah, about
All right.
two
We can
minutes
put
or
it up.
so.
We can loop it and just work out to it.
Sure, you could probably do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, the tempo's
Yeah.
probably right for some of that.
Let's check out Torque U. You know, it seems different than obviously writing metal. You know,
Do some of that too.
Last week we played a video from Law of Destruction, which was a video that you helped create, correct?
Yeah, the War World video.
Yeah, War World.
War World.
Right on. And you've done other videos, or is that your first? Or
That's pretty much it. I mean, I've done some, you know, little things on the side, but that's one of the ones I set out to do and finished. You know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right on. Well, it's very cool. And folks, you can check it out on our past views. We'll have all of our past views caught up here by the end of the week, but it is on YouTube. If you search Healthy Cleveland, I think the date was last week, the 26th. So July 26th episode, you can check out Kyle's video that he created in a band with John Capri. Law of Destruction was the band, right?
Yep.
Or is the band. And we're going to be right up here with after the break with our guest, Tony Schultz, musical guest tonight. Looking forward to hearing Tony play. Brought his acoustic tonight. He's going to join us here in a little bit. And then we'll be back with Kyle and a very, very special smoothie tonight. I'm really looking forward to it. So stick around, check us out. Let's go to the break, Chris. Thanks, Morning Show Central. We're at Healthy Cleveland. We'll be right back in about 6 or 7 minutes. Break for our sponsors. See you soon.
User-friendly and ready to serve. MorningShowCentral.com. It's been 6 years in the making. 6 years. Uncensored Net Noise's 6th anniversary bash. September 7th at the Foundry in Lakewood. Live on stage will be Morality Check, Kriya Diaz, Demons Within, and the show is hosted by comedian Josh Womack. And they're going to be broadcasting the show live. Tickets at the door are $5 for 21 and over and $8 for under 21. Uncensored Net Noise's 6th annual birthday bash. Live at the Foundry in Lakewood. Brought to you by Cocaine Energy Supplement. All the dirt you need to know is at uncensorednetnoise.com. Hey, Unsigned Bands.
You are jam-packed.
Hey, Unsigned Bands. Want your music heard? Yeah! Shoot us an email with the name of the band and the MP3 of the song. Send it to show@morningshowcentral.com. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on morningshowcentral.com. Check out Uncensored Net Noise every Friday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here. Uncensored Net Noise on morningshowcentral.com. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web grips for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. Project X Show. Project X Show. Driven by porn. Every Tuesday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. Right here on Morning Show Central Radio Network. Project X Show. Live on morningshowcentral.com. If you live the lifestyle, then you should arrive in style. Lifestyle Limousine Service. Whether it's dinner for two, an evening at the winery, or a night out on the town, Lifestyle Limousine provides extraordinary service. Check them out on the web, lifestylelimousineservice.com. Reserve your ride now. 330-903-0508. 330-903-0508. Lifestyle Limousine Service. And make sure you tell them Morning Show Central Radio Network sent you. Cocaine Energy Supplement. Due to great consumer demand, Redux Beverages has officially announced the return of its world-famous Cocaine Energy Supplement. It's now available at retail locations across the country, as well as online at reduxdirect.com. That's reduxdirect.com. Don't forget to be part of the all-new Cocaine Energy social network where you can meet other Cocaine Energy Supplement fans from around the world. Cocaine Energy Supplement. You can become a member. By logging on to lovecocaine.com. Pete 99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen Pete 99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, Pete 99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to Pete99.com. Pete99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. Pete99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right.
Rise above the clutter, brand your identity, and make a statement. Broken Fan Media. Expert video production, television and web commercials, music video, real estate tours, live concerts and events, state-of-the-art post-production, video and audio editing. Check us out on the web at brokenfanmedia.com. 434-944-0472. Broken Fan Media. The next generation of sight and sound.
Having problems with your home computer or business PC? Looking to have some upgrade work completed on your computer? Have a special project in mind that may be too much for you to undertake alone? Time to call
Joe the Printer Guy!
Joe the Printer Guy offers a full-service hardware and software repair center at his facility to handle your PC, server, and networking needs. Let their professional service staff handle your computer needs. They offer expert service at an affordable price. Visit Joe the Printer Guy at 14035 Madison Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio. Online, joetheprinterguy.com, or give him a call at 216-651-3880. Joe the Printer Guy. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. You're listening to MSC Radio Network, and like anything else on the internet, it runs on computers. Lots of computers. And you know, when you're dealing with computers, hard drives sometimes crash. That happened here at MSC, and you know what saved them? Rectified backup software. Don't believe us? Well, ask yourself this question. Are you backed up? Probably not. So don't be that guy and wait till it's too late. MSC did their research and tried tons of different backup programs and chose Rectified backup software. You know, peace of mind is priceless, and Rectify can give you and your computer system that peace of mind. Find out more at rectify.com. That's RECTIPHY.com.
Oh my! What's that? We're coming, Little Rock. Are you ready?
Hide the wife! Then lock the doors! Cocaine Energy is coming!
Redux Beverages has officially announced the launch of Cocaine Energy in Little Rock, Arkansas. Look for it at your local retailer. And if they don't carry it, tell them they need to stock it. Also available online at drinkcocaine.com.
What is it? It was hot. It's everything in between with your host, Von Erich. Everything in between. Nothing gets me more excited. Monday nights, right here on MorningShowCentral.com.
Oh, wow. Language.
Okay, he was PMSing.
You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
Welcome back to A Healthy Cleveland. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Schultz.
Sometimes it seems you're everywhere. Other times you just simply disappear. I need your presence continuously. 'Cause without you, I live in misery. The size of a mustard seed, oh, is all the faith that I need to end this endless road, so I can find my way back home. When life knocks me down to the ground, it feels as though I am going to drown. Well, I can't help but to wonder where you are. You're distant as the nearest star. The size of a mustard seed, oh, is all the faith that I need to end this endless road, so I can find my way back home. My way back home.
All right. Sounds good, man. Here, have a water for you.
Thanks, man.
I forgot to give it to you earlier.
No, that's cool, bud.
So, Tony Schultz from the band The Green. Great song. What's the name of that one?
That song's called Mustard Seed.
Mustard Seed.
Yes.
And so, any of the are these tunes that you're playing tonight? Are these tunes you always do on your own, or any of them you play with the band too?
A lot of these tunes I do play with my band. We're called The Green. Some of these tunes we wrote back in 2002, 2003 when I first joined the band.
Wow.
Yeah, the band's been together as The Green for about 15 years now. Started back in '96, and yeah, it's been a great thing. I jumped in 2002, started being the lead singer, kind of like right around when I was kind of really starting out to really play.
What's the website?
The website is the-green.net.
The-green.
Like a hyphen between it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Right on. All right, you play us another one?
Yeah. I'm
Awesome.
Little
Thank
Horse.
you.
I'm playing like 6 nights a week and stuff. So
That's awesome, man. Working musician
I'll
here.
I'll rip
folks.
them out for you. So
Right on. Let's hear it.
rock and roll, man. This one's called Who I Am.
When friends and family have put me down, about the dreams that are in my mind, you were always there to help me ease the pain, to tell me they don't mean any harm. If it were for you stepping into my life, tell me that I must work hard. Well, as hard as they have done in the past, 'cause they feel that it's important in order to make my life be something. If it were for you, step into my life, I would be walking life as someone else. If it were for you, opening my eyes, I never would have realized who I am, who I am, yeah, who I am, who I am. If it were for you, stepping into my life, I would have never realized who I am.
Excellent. Isn't that's a kind of like the off the first EP? I think that I
Yeah,
remember that I heard from you anyway.
The first EP a long time ago.
It's called Who I Am.
It was called Who I Am. It was me playing electric guitar. The national anthem was the cover at Clegg Park. It was pretty fun night.
Ryan, what a great experience, you know. And I remember this. You also tried out for American Idol, right?
4 times.
4 times.
Back when they were in Cleveland, I went to Chicago, I went to Philadelphia, and I went to Orlando. Orlando was the furthest I made it.
So you had to like wait in line for
Oh, there was
days,
17,000.
or?
There was 17,000 people in a thing, and you had to wait about 15 hours before you could sing 20 minutes. You know, and it was like cattle call, man. They were just filtering them down and everything, you know. And as you get through it and everything, you realize that the process to get on TV is about a month.
Wow.
Yeah, there's
So
about
it's a huge
there's
investment.
about 4 or 5 auditions before you would actually even get anywhere close to being on TV.
So, well, you don't have
Yeah.
any problem booking gigs. You're playing 6
Yeah,
nights a week. You
6
do all
nights
your
a
own
week.
booking?
I do all my own booking. Every now and then I have a couple musician friends around the area that said, hey, you know, I'm playing at a place, need a band, need a singer, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, go ahead. If it's open, I'll do it.
And run into you at a jam night or two now and then?
Yeah, the main jam night that I'm acoustic open mic I'm hosting is every Wednesday from 9 to 1 at Smedley's.
Nice.
Yeah,
Do me a
Smedley's
favor,
Bar and Grill.
Grab that little piece of paper there right behind you with the.
Oh yeah, we're
Folks,
also
I got to plug this, folks. We got the barcode here for 10% off. You know, of course, there's always sales running at Guitar Center, but occasionally when there's not, you can hang on to one of these little boys and get 10% off your deal. Collect them, come in, use a bunch of them at a time. We don't care. We just want to see you down at the store and, of course, give you something when you go out to a jam night. So thanks for supporting that. I appreciate
yeah, no
that.
problem, all the time, man.
Very cool.
Anytime.
So play us another one?
Yeah, I'll do a little rock one. This is one of my favorite ones that the Green wrote. It's called "See Me."
Very cool. See
Definitely.
me.
once again I find here situation unforgiving. Anyways, I found it out, but it's not going to be. But I'm not lost, I've just been hiding from the fear of losing you. I can still turn this around. I can only get you to see me. So if I can get this across, I at least know it's a start. 'Cause I know that I feel we're not that far apart. But I'm not lost, I've just been hiding from the fear of losing you. I can still turn this around. I can only get you to see me. Yeah. I don't think that you feel this. Tell me if that's not so. 'Cause I always end up here thinking you are all I know. I'm not lost, I've just been hiding from the fear of losing you. I can still turn this around. I can only get you to see me. Yeah. Only get you to see me.
Excellent, Tony. We're with Tony Schultz from the band The Green. Once again, you can go to the-green.net. We got upcoming gigs.
A lot of upcoming gigs. You can see The Green play at the Sly Fox in North Olmsted tomorrow night, Friday from 10 to 2. Also, we're going to be back in North Olmsted on Saturday night at Doc and Louie's. And for all the further gigs and updates, you can check out our website, the-green.net. And also, you can also find the gigs for any of the acoustic shows and anything that I do. I'm all over the place. So you can find me somewhere around the area.
Right on. And so tomorrow night, once again, just make sure I got this right, I can find you at
the Sly Fox.
The Sly Fox, North Olmsted.
Yes.
Great sound system there, folks. So this is definitely a show to go check out. Tony and the band. Curious, real quick, you got guitar, bass, drums?
Yeah, we got drummer, bass player, guitar player. I sing and play guitar in the band. And, you know, we like to put on a high-energy rock show with, you know, a lot of your favorite cover tunes from, you know, the 60s still today. And we might throw a couple originals in there, definitely.
Right on, right on. Well, Tony, thank you so much for joining us and
Dana,
doing your original music on the show.
Thank you, man.
I'm glad to have you in the archives of a Healthy Cleveland. Folks, we're going to take a 1-minute sponsor break for the birthday bash coming up on the Uncensored Net Noise Party. Stick around. In 1 minute, I'll be back with Kyle. We are going to make a fantastic smoothie, so join us right here. Make sure you get some. That's good.
From the Cocaine Energy Supplement Studio, you're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network. It's been 6 years in the making. 6 years. Uncensored Net Noise's 6th anniversary bash, September 7th at the Foundry in Lakewood. Live on stage will be Morality Check, Kriya Diaz, Demons Within, and the show is hosted by comedian Josh Womack. And they're going to be broadcasting the show live. Tickets at the door are $5 for 21 and over, and $8 for under 21. Uncensored Net Noise's 6th annual birthday bash, live at the Foundry in Lakewood. Brought to you by Cocaine Energy Supplement. All the dirt you need to know is at uncensorednetnoise.com. If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. Cocaine Energy Supplement. Due to great consumer demand, Redux Beverages has officially announced the return of its world-famous Cocaine Energy Supplement. It's now available at retail locations across the country, as well as online at ReduxDirect.com. That's ReduxDirect.com. Don't forget to be part of the all-new Cocaine Energy Supplement social network, where you can meet other Cocaine Energy Supplement fans from around the world. Cocaine Energy Supplement. You can become a member. By logging on to lovecocaine.com.
Rise above the clutter, brand your identity, and make a statement. Broken Fan Media. Expert video production, television and web commercials, music video, real estate tours, live concerts and events, state-of-the-art post-production, video and audio editing. Check us out on the web at brokenfanmedia.com. 434-944-0472. Broken Fan Media. The next generation of sight and sound.
All right, welcome back to A Healthy Cleveland with my guests Kyle Nicely and Tony Schultz. For our specialty tonight is going to be banana butternut squash yogurt smoothie. So check it out. My first question was scratching my head is there is no
Butter or nut in this at all.
At all. All right, so what is in it? Let's take the lid off here. First of all, you peel your squash, cook it, and let it cool. We're going to use not quite all of that. But, this is one great way to trick your kids into eating healthy, getting them to eat their veggies. Because when you taste this, obviously there's banana in it. We mentioned banana. We're going to put a couple bananas in there since we're making a lot. And this seemed like the secret ingredient to me.
Oh, yeah.
The pineapple. All right, it doesn't mention it, but when you put the pineapple in, maybe that's the nutty flavor, Kyle.
I've never known a pineapple to taste like a nut, but...
What you been stirring over there?
This is Greek yogurt. It's stirred and ready for you to use.
Very high in protein. Have you ever either of you guys ever used the Vitamix before?
I have not, no.
No, sir.
No? Okay, so thanks for calling me sir.
Better than madam.
That's right. So, every week I give, basically tell you a little bit about Vitamix. They were founded in Olmsted Falls over 80 years ago. You can go to our website, folks, and click on the 30-day free trial link. Try it out for free for 30 days. You don't like it, get your money back, basically how it works. So amazing how in seconds this blend things up, and even more amazing, it cleans so easily. So we're gonna use a little bit of soy milk with it tonight. Soy milk fans at all? Nobody's allergic to anything here,
No,
right?
I'm good.
All right. And then last but not least, the ice. So we got a bit of ice in there. Make sure I wash my hands for you guys, but we're gonna get a little more ice. And away we go.
While you're blending, I noticed the Team USA logo on the yogurt. Olympic Team USA.
away we go. Sounds like one of my tracks.
What was that?
Sounds like one of my tracks.
That's what my guitar sounded like when the headstock broke off.
All right. Are you ready?
I'm
Gentlemen,
as ready as I'll ever be.
pass it right down here. Ooh, it's nice and thick.
Nice and smooth.
Morgan's
Okay.
gonna be mad if I don't make sure she gets some too. I'm gonna have to make two.
Thank you.
That's good, man.
Yeah. What do you
Oh,
think?
that's actually really good.
Did I make it right?
Yeah,
They came together okay?
I could drink that.
I'm normally not a big fan of pineapple, but it's pretty good. It's really nice.
It's great.
Butternut squash. Trick your kids eating their veggies. Put a little squash in there. You know, you ever do any kind of juicing or anything?
Not too much.
You know, I lost probably about 60 pounds. It was funny because I pulled out my driver's license picture from '08, and I couldn't believe the difference. I looked at it, and the lady looked at it, and she's like, "That doesn't even look like you."
Holy cow, man.
And it's totally an amazing difference after losing that much weight. But, you know, I do replace sometimes 2 meals a day. I do this 3 or 4 times a day. And, you know, I find it, sometimes I get a rush from the energy. Like the other day I did a handful of strawberries, and it was almost over a pound of strawberries. I just kept putting strawberries in there. And I swear afterwards I was sitting there feeling like colors got brighter, and I'm like, whoa.
I know I hadn't seen you in a few weeks. I don't know, it might have been a month or something like that since the last time your son was at my wife's daycare, you know?
Right.
And first time I saw you in the store, I was like, what are you been doing? You know, I had no idea what you were doing, you know? And then he told me, you know, you've been, you know, juicing. Pretty
The
much.
raw food, yeah,
The good,
you know?
the good kind of juicing.
Right,
Sure.
yeah.
You're basically just blending all of your food. You know, so you know, I try to turn everybody I can onto this great machine, especially since it's made locally. It's a great part of from Cleveland. So, folks, hope you can try out your own Vitamix. Kyle, thank you so much for joining us. Great interview tonight.
Thank
Tony,
you.
great music tonight. Thank you guys so
Dana,
much.
thank you.
Made it a great show. Folks, thanks for joining a Healthy Cleveland. And Cleveland, be healthy. Have a good night.